I have in my bag, some in specific order, but some not. First and foremost, I know this picture is going to be really small. Remember, you're only allowed 2 pictures when you present, and this is one that I brought. I know probably the first thing that's going to jump out to some of you guys are the Collinsville High School logo, so hopefully you guys aren't going to be booing too much. But this is a picture of myself and my family. The picture was taken at my daughter's scholarship day at Collinsville last year. Obviously myself, my wife, my daughter Kira, and my son Jordan are in the picture. But one of the reasons I chose this picture is because, like I said, I am traveling to Colorado to drop my daughter off at Fort Collins with my wife. Another item that I brought was our state championship medal from 2015. Again, coaching is very important to me. As a coach, I have been fortunate to be part of 5 state trophy teams. In 2005 and 2017 were both years that the Edwardsville Tigers boys track and field team won the state meets. Try to add a couple goofy things in here right now. One of the things that I brought is a card. It is a memorabilia card from Guardians of the Galaxy. Even though I'm not a big Drax fan, I do love watching the Guardians of the Galaxy. I like all of the Marvel movies, but I also, not too bad anymore, but have a bad habit of trying to find memorabilia, cards, and items like that. One of the things that my son and I really like is the show Stranger Things. Netflix has Series 1 and Series 2. If you haven't seen it, they're kind of great retro thrillers. Really brings me back to the 80s when I grew up. It was early 90s when I was your guys' age. So if you have Netflix, that would definitely be something that I would recommend checking out. Okay. One of the things my son used to do, we used to be, he still likes wrestling some, but we used to be big wrestling fans. We'll watch most of the pay-per-views together, but we also, for when he was little, used to collect wrestling figures. If you're ever in my office, I have several sealed versions, but the one that I brought in that you guys may want to see is my current favorite wrestler, Chris Jericho. I'm one of those old-fashioned people that, to me, the favorite wrestlers that I have are the ones who can talk the best. Chris Jericho is one of the best talkers, and so I find him highly entertaining. And like I said, he is my current favorite wrestler. I also like to read, and on the Chris Jericho note, kind of keeping the theme going, I do have all 4 of his books that were written. Again, I find him to be, very intelligent, but again, just the humor he uses, and just kind of different things between, Dancing with the Stars to wrestling, to having his own podcast and music career. Just a very unique individual. In the back here, which I'll pull on this out now, when my kids were little, we used to spend a lot of time going to Blues games. We were season ticket holders for a long time. When the kids were little, they used to have this thing called the Dream Night with the Blues, where you could go to an establishment in St. Charles, and they would give you the opportunity to meet and greet the players. All the monies went to the Dream Foundation to help in children with special needs. This is one of my favorite pictures. It's with my son Jordan, daughter Kira, and at the time the Blues goalie Manny Legacy. Manny was a great person. One of the things I love about this picture is almost the identical picture was taken by people working the event, and the picture was actually on the Blues website for about a week. So anyone who was a big Blues fan and checked those things thought that my kids were pretty cool. I like playing video games. This is from my childhood, was my absolute favorite game ever made. It probably still ranks up in my top 5 favorite games of all time. Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. It's, for a couple reasons. One, Iron Mike was an incredible boxer until he made some bad decisions in his personal life. But a great boxer, but the video game I think was ahead of its time. I will tell you, I still have not beat Mike Tyson. It's pretty easy for me to get to him, but I've just never had the skill to finish him off. But it's a great game if you haven't had the opportunity to try it. If you're more into modern games, my son and I do play PS4. And since my son is videotaping, I probably shouldn't lie. Most of the time he kicks my tail on this. I'm hoping that the skating is a little bit different in the 2019 version, so maybe that I could beat him. But I don't know. See if they figure out some of those glitches that he always scores on, i.e. shorthanded goals. Few other things that I have, and I may wind up going over 10, so I apologize if I do. I just wanted to make it enough. My son and I do like to try to go golfing sometimes. This kind of is almost like my lucky golf ball. I think I actually found and saved this golf ball the first time we went out this summer, and I just kind of used it ever since. And I've actually played almost like 36 holes of golf without losing this ball. It's not from a lack of effort. This ball should have been long gone with the way that I slice, hook, and do everything but hit it straight. But we do like going golfing. And then 2 more things. My second to last will be one of my favorite items that I have. This was actually given to me by Coach Dave Redden. He used to coach at Metro Lutheran High School as cross-country coach. He's now a coach at Trinity Middle School, Trinity Lutheran. But what's unique about this is it's probably the highest end item of memorabilia that I have. I know if you look closely at the Manny Legacy picture, we did get that signed by Manny Legacy. But I do enjoy having some autographed memorabilia. Mario Lemieux, to me, is the greatest hockey player to live. If it wasn't for the fact of getting Hodgkin's lymphoma, he probably would be right up there with Wayne Gretzky for most goals, most points scored in a career. But Mario Lemieux, definitely one of the all-time greats. And what's again unique is it is an autographed photo of Mario Lemieux as well. So this is one of my pride and joys of my collection. And then the last thing that I have with me, and I think this makes me at 11, is this very unique item. One of the things that my family, we try to pride ourselves in are being sarcastic, being kind of smart aleck, and this is one of those items that whenever people come over to the house and see it, they always ask about it. But big story is myself. I grew up near Chicago, so I'm pretty city boy. You know, not a lot of country in my roots. My wife, on the other hand, grew up in a town called Jacksonville, Illinois. Jacksonville is about 30 minutes west of Springfield. It is a pretty small town, a lot of farms surrounding area. And when my wife and I, when we were dating, I got to meet her parents. And even though I had some practice with BB guns when I was growing up, her father gave me a hard time that I had never been hunting, that he promised me he was going to teach me how to shoot and shoot so well. You know, he said that I probably wouldn't be able to hit a cow when I began, but he said the hardest thing in the world to shoot, in his opinion, is a dove because of their flight patterns, and that he promised he was going to be able to teach me how to shoot a dove. Well, that was probably back in 1995, and it was the only time that I went shooting with my father, future father-in-law. But the next time I saw him, I was all excited. I was like, Jerry, you're not going to believe this. And what I did is I took a box of Dove soap with the soap still in it, drilled a hole through the center of the box and the bar of soap, and was all excited that, Jerry, I shot a dove on my very first attempt. And my father-in-law thought that was pretty funny. Well, nothing was said for several months, and then I got a really odd packaged Christmas present. And while I was opening it, my father-in-law was starting to talk about how, you know, the tradition is in Jacksonville that whenever you shoot your first kill, that animal, you have to have taxidermists take care of it. And so he said he took it to one, obviously was able to take care of the shot, the hole from the bullet, and mounted it. So that is my first official kill as a hunter. So again, hopefully with you guys seeing me go through this presentation, hopefully there's a couple things that made you chuckle. Hopefully, again, with all the stuff that I have, hopefully you guys have a little bit better of understanding of me, some of my likes, some of my dislikes, and just can maybe get to, you know, something that you can find in common with me. Also, I'm hoping that you guys can go home. You have until Friday to get your items prepared. So you have a couple days, put a little bit of thought into this. Probably the sooner you get it packed up, the better. If you guys want to bring them to school early, with this being first hour class, or I could hold on to them till the end of the day on Friday. But hopefully you guys can find some stuff. Don't bring anything that you're worried is going to be broken. Remember to make sure everything's maybe PG-13, but make sure things are school appropriate. Other than that, I probably will not be leaving another video, so hopefully these first 3 days go well. And I look forward to seeing everybody on Friday. Thanks again, Mr. Nolte, for taking care of the class while I'm gone.